Come on, show of hands. So in my family, there's been one. Show of hands. How many people will borrow bar mitzvah in my family? Luke is the unicorn in my family, so he's the first to be bar mitzvah. So a little cheer for Luke. Okay. So about 4 months ago, my father, where is he? Papa, where are you? There you are. Okay. At age 80, with about 50 years of practice under his belt, he decided it was time to hang up his colonoscope. For those of you who don't know what that is, you probably don't want to, but he was a physician, practiced for 50 years and just retired. So round of applause for him as well. So in this process, I was tasked with giving a retirement speech, and I was worried, frankly, that I'd failed to adequately honor his years of dedication and accomplishment. So I drafted and redrafted and read and reread my speech, as you know, Kim. And when I was ready to test my brilliant work of authorship, on Kim, of course, she was nowhere to be found. So I would later learn that Kim was locked away in deep thought, deciding if Luke's invitation should be hand-stamped or processed through the dreaded stamp machine, which might leave a smudge, while simultaneously reviewing with a fine-tooth comb John Conforti's qualifications to serve as her party planner. So Luke, after Kim, was the next logical choice for my rehearsal. So I read him my speech, and he sat quietly, absorbing it all as he does. And he looked at me and he said, "Dad, this is awesome. It means there's no way you're going to make one of those generic speeches at my bar mitzvah." And I knew from being on the circuit that these speeches were somewhat formulaic. You thank your guests for attending, even the ones you hope got the food. You thanked your wife for planning, even though you could have had the most epic frat party with an eighth of her budget. And you said a few nice things about your kid. Seemed easy enough. But now, what was I to do? It was tough. So while Kim was up every night, consumed by trying to determine which colored napkin she should use in the bathrooms, which logo should be used on the must-have water bottles, and how to positively impact the weather for tonight, I was secretly tortured by this Herculean task bestowed upon me by none other than my firstborn. But I'm a lot like Muhammad Ali, and if you kill my dog, you better hide your cat. So, let me take the joy out of a surprise you'll undoubtedly learn when you're a parent. Are you ready? You sure? You're 13. You ready for this? Okay. So what parents want most, no matter where we come from, our religion, or what we do, is for our kids, you and Chloe, to be better versions of ourselves. And while you're just 13, don't cry, I can rest easy knowing that Mom and I have already succeeded. You play the guitar better than I do. You're better looking than I am, albeit marginally. You think better than most adults. You speak Mandarin, and as a result can actually find out if the Chinese food is on its way. You have an offhand in lacrosse. You read more books in a week than I have in a lifetime, and I was an Englishman. Your rear naked choke is tighter than mine. Thanks much. And above all, you're strong and you're honorable. I look at this, and I think, damn, I'm living with the Dos Equis most interesting man in the world. And you're just 13. I'd like to take full credit for this. But the only thing I can really take credit for is being intelligent enough to marry Mom. Okay, so Kim, while I know you think I took very little interest in the minutiae, I mean the details of this party, and I can now admit you were absolutely right. When I actually stopped to think about it, I realized I didn't care about the details because I knew with 100% certainty that my vision of tonight, the perfect night, would be far surpassed by what you would actually conjure up. And of course, I was right. And when I was actually brutalized by watching you try on 3,224 dresses, and I think that's a fairly accurate number, I'm still not deserving of how perfect you look. So now, back to you, Luke. So we can draw this thing to a speedy conclusion, because nobody likes these long, drawn-out speeches. And while I don't know how you feel exactly, I do know that you should be super excited based on who you are at 13, as to where life is going to take you. But know this.
Come on, Billy. Come on, Billy.
Life is not always easy, and can sometimes blow you off course. If that happens, head due north and find me. Because no matter what, and I mean no matter what, I will always be your wingman.
Yeah, let's give Billy a nice round of applause. Absolutely awesome. But ladies and gentlemen, look at that Chloe. Let's give Chloe a huge round of applause for her awesome speech. And ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget Mom.